Progress.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael, Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everybody doing on this beautiful night? We're in the night now of it's the night now that after the day of August 16th, 2026. It was August 16th, 2026. This is the night after the day of August 16th, 2026. This is Fight Fire with Truth. This is Fight Fire with Truth. And here we have open conversation. This is open conversation about whatever it is you may want to talk about, what's on your mind. I got my brother Matthew. Matthew, if you can unmute, because I know you may have some questions and things you might want to talk about. My brother Chuck out of Atlanta is here today. My brother Matthew, he's from out of Detroit. My baby, she's sitting across from me. She's not online, but she's sitting over there looking all cute. And me, I'm here today. And like I said, this is Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. We can have open conversation night about things across the board when it comes to scripture, when it comes to the sovereign as we know it, sovereignty as we know it, or any other information that we want to talk about, prophecy, scripture, whatever it is y'all want to talk on, we can talk on, we can go from there. Other than that, we can start off with the prayer. All right. So we always start off with the prayer, thanking the Father for what we have and where we are, and we build from there. So other than that, blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Blessed be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Blessed be the Father of Israel. Blessed be the Father of 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help lead and guide others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to keep your armor and protection around us, keep us in every way, help us in every way that we may grow in your way, that we may do the things that's needed in order to help each other and help ourselves to grow into your kingdom and help your kingdom for come into fruition in this time and in this day. We ask you for all the knowledge and wisdom to keep us in your way. We ask you to forgive us of the things that we, our ancestors, and our forefathers have done in time past, today's time and time to come, that we may do that's unwilling and unseemly in your sight, that you may forgive us. And we ask you to lift the spirit of deep sleep from us, that we may awaken to your knowledge and to your word and to your way. We ask you, Father, let us understand and overstand the blessings in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1 through 14, which you have given to us, that if we keep the law, and also to understand the curses that has happened to us in the world because we have not kept your law and your ways. Let us keep them and understand them and know them as we come and share information. So, Father, what we will do is we're asking you to help us in every way, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. In all these things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 Praise your Mike.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All right, all right, all right, all right. Like I was saying, this is Fight Fire with Truth, and also this is or was August 16th, 2026. So now we're here with open conversation. Still waiting for Matthew to unmute. If you can, we can unmute because if you can unmute. But other than that, we here for open conversation tonight to see what anybody have to say or share or grow on at this point in time.
Okay, can you hear me?
There you go. I can hear you now. All right. So now we have our brother Matthew in with us tonight, and our brother Chuck out of Atlanta. Well, no one else is in any other platform at the moment. Man, this man's trying to call me already. See how when I get started, these yarns start to come in. But other than that, is anything that anybody that's on your mind, yours baby too, if anything on your mind or anybody's mind that they want to talk about that we could speak on and grow from, or just talk about to see where we're going, what may be on your mind that may be in scripture that we may talk about. That we like to talk facts here about whatever it is that we're talking about, and we like to get to the root of things here. I also want to share that we like to get to the root. You know, we can talk across the board, but talking across the board, and I just wanted to share this. We can talk across the board about all kind of stuff, and we'll never get an understanding because we could be in the mid. You know how you can be in the middle of something, and you never get to the understanding because you still fingering around and going around in the middle. You got to get to the root and find out how this happened, why it happened, and why it's happening, that we can understand the reason behind these things. So I always ask the question of how, what, who, when, in these situations, because we got to get to the root. And the root, when you get to the root of things, this is how you get to the solution of information. The solution comes from the root because you have to find out where things started at. If you don't find out where something started at, you'll be having a conversation and a quote unquote debate about stuff across. And I don't debate. I'm a reasoner. We reason together here. So we try to find out what's going on from the root of the situation. And when we get back to the root of the understanding of how it started, why it started, the way it started, and what has happened until that time has happened, then we come to understand what it is that's happening in that time or in that day. All right. Like to welcome my brother Gus. He's coming in. Good to see him when he'll get here. Just invited him. Brother Gus, what's going on with you, bro? Welcome to introduction. Welcome to Fight Fire with Truth. I'm glad you can make it tonight. Glad you're here, bro. And I was just sharing, if there's anything anybody want to talk about that we can talk on the facts that we can get to about conversation, let's do it. You know, so I'm glad you're here, Brother Gus. So we got Brother Gus, Brother Matthew, Brother Chuck, and my wife's sitting across from me. She's not on, but she's sitting across from me at the moment, handling some paperwork. She's doing paperwork, paperwork for our people who are in our sovereign classes and things that they're getting done and things that, that we have to help them get done with. So there we go. So is there anything anybody want to talk about, bring up before I get to scripture? Y'all know if y'all don't bring nothing up, I'm sure going to go straight to scripture and start talking about something. Last week.
Y'all want to talk about the judicial notice and proclamation.
Hold on. Let me make sure I can cut this baby down. Say that again.
I want to talk about the judicial notice and proclamation.
Judicial notice and proclamation.
Yes.
Okay.
This is some information that was passed on to me through Mr. Ricky Holmes when I was at the meeting. The last Tuesday, Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Who are the public servants and officers of the trust? Who's overseeing that?
Okay. Let me share this real quick. It all depends on who you're dealing with on these situations, because there's many different type of trusts, and there's different people that handles certain trusts. It all depends who you give power of attorney over them. So the proclamation, thing like that, that's something that was in that class. How long you been going to that class with brother Ricky?
I went once, only once.
That was your first time when I saw you?
Yes, yours, yeah. But I had been to Ricky out on Grand River last year. I only went once. Because I had so many immediate things going on in my life. I had to, try and stay alive, based on what's going on in the government here. And, I was the only one. And I only made yours.
Okay, yeah, because that was the first time I came. I was invited.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that first time I came. Well, no, let me rephrase that. About 3 or 4 years ago, I was going there when the other brother, I ain't gonna say no name, but when the other brother was in head of the class, he's one over on Grand River now. I never went to, when they changed from there and went to Grand River, I never went there. So when they was there is when I was going, and then I end up I had court cases that I was doing myself at the time. So I was going through my court cases. Few people came and supported me. I was supporting the brother that that's over on Grand River now. That separated. They've separated. So not Ricky, but it was another brother. Name started with an M. I'm just gonna leave it like that. But they moved over there. Now I'm hearing they're over there now. Ricky and them is over where they invited me to come this past Wednesday. Now I had been reaching out with them with the information that I've had for quite some time. But you know how some people get when they're trying to cuff their chickadees. You know what I'm saying? The mama hen don't want their chickadees to get around other hens or other chickens, I guess you could say. So I just been reaching out for the help with what I've come to know, what I've been through, and what I have succeeded in. Not what I've been told, not what I've been handed to or somebody said this. No, what I have actually been through. Right. This is what I'm trying to share. So by me going through with certain things, and I know it's time for our people to wake up. This was the promise I made to the Creator back in '95, that before I went through my spiritual awakening, that if He brought me to the truth, I'll put it in songs and writing and give it to the world. It's up to the world to accept it or reject it. So as I went through my trials and tribulations and turmoils or whatever I went through, I've succeeded through what I went through. So me and Ricky happened to have he ended up calling me one day and having a conversation. I think I was probably just texting my information, and he probably seen some of the things that he probably seen a couple of my court cases or whatever it was that he saw, and he reached out to me. So when he reached out to me, we had a conversation. And we had a conversation. He said, man, why don't you come on down and introduce the information? Because he was telling me what he know, and I'm telling him where I'm at now. Because Ricky was teaching the class with the brother M. I'm just going to leave it like that. They both was sharing information in the classes when I would go. But now, the Creator, I'm going to say the Almighty, the Creator, the Almighty has put me on a level and on a path that where I have succeeded, and things are happening to the point where I'm in a place where unless I break a real law, from my understanding, I can't be touched.
What is real law?
The commandments, the ecclesiastical law.
Okay.
Not these legal, not the legal leads, the stuff that they give you in this Roman era. The laws of if you hurt someone, harm someone, damage someone's property, you do that, you're gonna be turned over to you're gonna be given to I like to say Satan.
Okay.
That Satan is in control of the earth now.
Let me ask you another question. I want to get to some other things here in this
I'm listening. I just want to make sure I can hear you loud and clear. Make sure you up.
Yeah. And okay. How old are you, if you don't mind asking?
I just turned what they call 60 on the 7th.
So you've been around a while.
But see, you can be around a while, but that don't mean you'll know the information.
I'm not telling you that.
Oh no, I know you're not. I know you just asked how old I was, and then when I say I just turned 60 on the 7th. So, yeah. But I've been in this way since I went through my spiritual awakening since '95. So it's been 30 plus years.
Okay. Yeah, you look young, man. I thought you was younger than that.
Say what?
I thought you was younger than that.
Really?
Yeah. So you've been around a while. Based on everything that I read in the judicial notice and proclamation, my heart, is exposed to this information because this is the thing for me that I had been longing for because back in the 60s, I was actually in the right physically, okay? And I know what it means to live as a black man in these times, okay?
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm just trying to make sure I hear you clear.
And I fought physically, okay, with our enemy, okay? I was around at the time. I was a young boy when Malcolm X got killed. Also when Martin Luther King got killed, and I could feel, the tensions of the division in this country, and I can still feel it today. And it's not so much with our white counterparts anymore. It's now with a lot of our own people.
Yeah. And the reason, that being because we have to understand, we have been brainwashed.
Yes, sir.
We've been brainwashed. We've indoctrinated. I mean, all this is a part of that same. Remember, I was saying in the prayer about the curses in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15 through 68. These all are part of the curses that the Creator spoke of in time past. Say what, baby? Okay. So these are things that the Creator spoke of in time past, that if we didn't keep the law, these things will happen. He also said that we would lose our mind. I'm saying lose our mind means lose our identity, our land, our language, our culture. This was prophesied to happen if we didn't keep the law. And he also said that in the latter days, we're going to turn back to him. And the Spirit, I'm just going to say it like this. The Spirit is going to come upon us, and then we're going to keep the law, and we're going to change our minds and our hearts that we're going to keep the law, and we're going to live in the law. That's happening today. And it actually happened to me. So the things that has happened in time past when it comes to the stuff in the 60s and all that is part of the 400 years. See, the stuff that happened in the 400 years from 1619 until 2019, this was the prophecy of the 400 years in Genesis. Chris Berger. This the burglar I think it is. Let me see. Hold on one moment. One moment. Let me pause this real quick. See if this brother coming in real quick.
Recording stopped.
Okay, let me see who this may be. Because I have some people coming in and try to disrupt the conversations. Chris, that is Chris. How you been doing, man?
I'm pretty good, brother. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I ain't seen you in I don't know how long.
Yeah, I've been up and down, man. Been just in and out, but I'm back.
Well, good to hear you, man. It's good. Hey, hold on. Let me let you back. Let me resume recording. See, I know who you are. I old Facebook buddy. See, everyone, just let everyone know who can't see on Facebook, YouTube. I mean, on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We have our old Facebook buddy, Chris Berger. You call it Yah Burger, I believe, on what you call him. But we have a conversation going on. No, today is open conversation, so we have open conversation going on right now. And we have a brother, Matthew. He's out of Detroit. He just joined the platforms, the different platforms that we have. And I haven't seen Chris Berger since. I don't think I've seen you since January or February, Chris.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's been a while. I've been in and out, going through things with court and this and that. So
now, have you been checking out? We'll get right back to that, Matthew. I want you to hold your thought. Because he just said court. I want to ask him a question on that. Have you been, Chris? Have you been watching us or been checking out anything that we've been sharing? Or I've been sharing, might as well say?
Not too much lately, no. Not too much.
So what's going on with court, may I ask you?
Oh, you know, I got switched judges, and my baby mama, the ex-wife, is going into court and just lying to the judge. And since I'm in California, it's a mother state, so he just basically said, "Okay, I'm taking the kids." So he took the kids and gave me only Sundays and Wednesdays, and we went to 3 other court meetings, and I've done everything he's asked, whatever he's been. I quit smoking marijuana, I quit doing steroids. He wanted me to go to a therapist, so I've seen a therapist, and I'm doing this and everything to get my kids back because they want to come back. And then every time we go to court, she says something else, and I'm like, dude, that's a lie, don't you know? And he's like, well, we're just going to keep the court order the same. So I turned in a paper to get him disqualified as my judge because I had a black judge, Miss Hill, and she was cool. I loved her. She loved me. We knew each other, and she knew my baby mama was just totally lying all the time. She could read that bull, you know? And so they switched me to this judge, and he's just totally biased against me. And so I'm getting him disqualified so I can go back to Miss Hill. And I got a lawyer now. I had to hire a lawyer because he's just making me do all this stuff. Then he's like, well, I see you're on the right track, but I'm just going to keep the court order the same. And then I'm just like, damn, man. So all that I've done, all the 3 negative drug tests for marijuana, steroids, this, nothing. So I'm just in and out of it, man. You know, it's been going through it. I keep praying, you know, Yah will deliver. Maybe he's doing this for some reason. I don't know. It's all his will and his way.
Well, I'm glad I asked you that because now I can jump on your conversation the same way as with Matthew. Now I can put them together. And I like to hear stuff out, so now I can put stuff together. Now, what I wanted to share with you is this, since you just shared what you just shared. And I was talking to Matthew, and I was just sharing with Brother Matthew about everything has a beginning, and there's a reason for everything. There's a reason for everything because of, and I was talking about Deuteronomy chapter 28. Now, Deuteronomy 28 pertains to us. When I say us, Israel, we're Israel, right? We're Israel. We are the Melchizedek. And I'm just going to be flat out. I'm not one to be holding my tongue. So when I speak, I explain what I'm saying. It's up to you to accept it or reject it. But now I'm going to give y'all the understanding what I mean by we are the Melchizedek. All right. Israel. Judah is the head. Everything I'm telling you, I can prove, but I'm going to explain it to you first. And I hope y'all got your Bibles because I'm going to bring it out to you in a few minutes. So y'all can be ready. I hope you got pencil and paper. I hope you got pencil and paper to have understanding what I'm about to share with you. So even though you're going through what you're going through, Chris, and my brother Matthew was talking about certain things as well when it comes to courts and certain situations or just certain processes. Everything has a purpose and everything has a time. All right.
What about the call?
Say again.
There's a reason. We have a reason, and then there's a call, a causation.
Yeah, that's part of universal law. I agree. That's a part of the universal law. My main thing first, you have to understand the spiritual law first. The spiritual law is what we do with each other, how we conduct ourselves. See, cause and effect, that's the universal law. That's above the spiritual law. You have cause and effect, you have dharma, you have karma, you have many others I can't think of. I actually have 20 that I have in my archives. I have 20 universal laws that actually supersedes the spirit. Do you hear me out? Yeah, supersedes the spiritual law. The spiritual law is how you deal with your brother and sister and how you conduct yourself according to the laws of the Creator. And what I mean by that, the laws of the Creator is the first 4 laws. What they say, and I don't like using this, but I'm gonna say it for the ones who is on that level, for the ones that may be listening, you know. G1, good to see you over there, bro, on YouTube. Good to see you, man. So, but for those who don't understand, when the prophet, I don't like saying that name that they gave because that wasn't the prophet's name. The name was actually Yeshua, but the Council of Nicaea made that story for Jesus. So, and that's just a whole nother story. But just to let you have an understanding, the prophet in the New Testament, when he said that if honor thy father, honor God with all thy heart, all thy soul, and all thy might, that's the first 4 commandments. Then he said, honor thy brother and treat thy brother as yourself. I'm not a quoter. Treat your brother as yourself, or treat your neighbor as you want to be treated. However, that's the other 6th commandment. People say that these are the only 2 commandments. No, all he did is paraphrase the commandments in general. So, if you keep in the spiritual law, the first commandment is, thou shalt have no other gods before me. That's the first commandment. That's number 1. That's the first commandment. That commandment is you don't worship nothing but the Creator. You speak, when you recognize the Creator, you call him Yah, Yahweh, because this is what we're recognizing him as. Not Yeshua, because Yeshua was a man. Not Jesus, not Muhammad, not all these figures. Because the Creator is not a figure. The Creator is the universal consciousness. That's why hallelujah is the highest praise. You know, Yahweh, as some people call him. Some people say Yahuwah. So these are the names that people recognize the Creator as. So when you pray to the breath of life, when you pray to the universal consciousness, the all of alls, the Creator, the Most High, this is who you're praying. This is who you, now I'm telling you what you can do what you want, but this is who you're supposed to be praying to. The Almighty, the all of alls. So that's the first commandment. The second commandment is, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. That's a grave, that's anything. Any graven or whatever it is, image. Then it says with a conjunction, or any likeness of anything. So that's a conjunction saying a graven image or any likeness of anything. Then he says in heaven above, in the earth beneath, or in the waters under the earth. That means no thing. Nothing. We ain't supposed to worship a thing at all. So when people are calling on Jesus, they're in idolatry. When they're calling on Emmanuel, they're in idolatry. When they call on Yeshua, they are in idolatry. When they call on Prophet Muhammad, Farrakhan, Buddha, whoever, whatever, they are in idolatry. So that's the first 2 commandments right there. The third commandment is, thou shalt not take his name in vain. His actual name that we've come to know is YHWH. You can't pronounce that. You're not supposed to add to or take away from his word. And if his name that we all, the majority, especially as Israel, come to know that YHWH, you can't pronounce it. The closest thing to his name is the representation of the Creator. The representation of the Creator is his law. The law is his name. No different than when we were young. Now, Matthew, you're a little older than me. Chris, you may be a little younger, around the same age. Gus, we may be around the same. So we understand what I'm about to say. When we were younger coming up, in our neighborhoods or in our community, everybody knew each other. So when your, let's just say our father, if our father or our parents, the people knew our parents in the neighborhood. If we us, our brothers or sisters, went out and we was acting unruly, we would be disrupting our parents' name. We would be making our parents look bad in the neighborhood if we were unruly children.
Because we're supposed to be a reflection of our parents.
Say that again.
We're supposed to be a reflection of our parents.
Exactly. We're supposed to be a reflection of our parents. And that's what we're supposed to be with the Creator. See, the Creator, he said, thou shalt not, he said, don't take his name in vain. When you take the commandments in vain, you're taking him in vain. Because he is his law. When he speaks, everything he spoke is him. He can't go against what he said. He kept his word. He kept his word with us in this day and time. So everything that the Creator spoke, he said he was going to do. He's going to keep his word, and he has, and he still is keeping his word. So the whole thing is his name is his law. His name is his word. A lot of people too busy looking at the Creator like a man. So they say, "Oh, you taking Yahuwah in vain or Yahweh in vain." How can you take a name in vain, and how you gonna take it in vain anyway? A specific name, but the principle of his word, the reflection that you're supposed to be of him, is how you take it in vain. That's why I said he will not hold them guiltless that continue to take his law, which is his name, in vain. There's so many people I be trying to get this understanding to, they don't get it. They don't understand it. And you know how you can't take his name in vain? Once you have become anointed, once you have become a child of the Most High, once he has chosen you to be his servant, he will put the spirit in you that you can't sin, meaning you can't go against his law. You're not going to sin. Sin is transgression of the law. When he put his spirit upon you, you can't sin. So man gonna always choose to think what they think because they don't know. They don't study. They don't understand. But once you start keeping his law, and the reason I'm sharing this, Chris and Brother Matthew, Gus, you've been with me, so I know you on link, you on point with me, Gus. I know. And Brother Chuck, if he's still there, I think I see I don't see him, but yeah, Brother Chuck, I see you there. Yeah, I see you there, bro. You here. But all I'm saying is, when you go against his law, you're taking his name in vain, and you're making him, which is the Creator, you're either of the Creator or you're not. So this is how you take your parents in vain, or which is the Creator, by breaking that third commandment. So that's the three. Then the fourth is keeping the Shabbat, which is keep the Sabbath day holy, meaning do not work on that day. Rest on that day. So these are the things according to the Creator, spiritually. When you break those things, you're outside of the law with the Creator. Now, when it comes to honor thy mother and father, which is the elders of the community, it's not just your biological mother and father. That's why they say it takes a village to raise a child. The elders in the community are like your mother and father. Back in the day, when they would find the child out there messing up, they'll whoop them and they'll bring the child home and they'll get another whooping when they got home. Am I right?
Right.
Okay, so we got to get back to the old days. I don't know about the society, but we got to get back to the old days of keeping the law, and this is how we get back to the Creator. So that's the first one on the list right there. Honor thy father and thy mother, meaning honor thy elders of the land. And how you do, he said that thy days may be long upon the land that y'all give you. How the days become long? It's because the elders going to tell you things that they done been through that you have long life. They're going to be able to teach you stuff that they done been through. These youngsters nowadays think they know everything. You can't tell them nothing. And this is what this, huh?
A lot of these children come from fatherless homes. A lot of them.
Yeah, they have.
When they come out, when they implored women's liberation and feminism in the 1950s, that drove the African man outside of the home.
Yep.
Okay? And as a result, turned into woman, now his woman is his enemy. And
Yeah.
still on a large scale right now.
Guess where that come from?
I beg your pardon?
Guess where that come from? By that woman being the enemy.
Yeah, we come from indoctrination.
Not only that.
It is in propaganda.
Yeah, but guess where that actually started from? Remember I told you I like go to the root?
Yeah.
That started from the enmity when the Father said that I'm going to put enmity between you, your seed, and her seed. You're going to bruise his head and she's going to bruise your head, however that goes. But that's the enmity. That's a spirit. That's the feminist, out of control woman today. That's the enmity that's going on today. That's where that comes from. The enmity.
But it's also, man, let me interject there.
Say again?
Also, other men had allowed this, and these are homosexual men.
It's the spirit. It's the enmity. That's the enmity spirit.
Homosexual and lesbian spirit going on. And it's been going on, I believe, since the beginning of time.
I told you.
Okay? But when we let's briefly hit on the 5 points of life: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
Yeah, of course. But what does love, peace, freedom, and justice? Where does that dwell from?
Dwell from the Most High. Come from the Most High.
Yeah, that's the law. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the law.
But people don't follow that. Is what I'm saying. So
I'm with you on that.
You have a spirit here trying to introduce his culture. Okay, the Holy Spirit is trying to introduce his culture, but you also have the world introducing its culture.
Thank you.
Sometimes it seems overpowering to people. Okay, especially an indigenous people that have been ostracized, castrated, psychologically castrated, and displaced from their land. And this has been going on, probably, I know it was going on in the 3rd and 4th century, okay? But see, now we're talking about cause and effect. What caused that? Okay?
Guess who caused it?
As God in this earth put a stop to that, because obviously he can't stop it.
Hold on. Let's check this out real quick. We have to understand something. Let me share with you. What's your thoughts on free will?
On free will, let me say this first.
Okay.
Everybody has free will, okay? And that's the will to make a decision or a choice.
That's right.
Based on what it is you desire for yourself, for your family, for your children, for your community, okay? But we have a small group of people on this planet controlling the majority of people on this earth.
That's true.
I have a real problem with that.
Now, let's check this out. Guess why that's happening?
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you my perspective.
Yeah, come on.
It's because of fear. It's because of fear.
That's one point.
Fear is the number one catalyst.
That's one.
That allows people to be stagnant and to not speak out against injustice.
That's true. I agree with you.
We had it better in the 60s when I was coming up as a kid, you understand, because we fought back and we were making gains at that time. Now it's not like that because many of our leaders have been assassinated.
But hold on, let me ask you a question. Whoa, let's slow down real quick. I agree. We say the leaders was here for a purpose. They did their job. The ones that came here did their job because it was a time limit for everything. And I can say that now because I know prophecy. It's a time limit for everything to happen. Now, even though in the 60s these things were happening, let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a quick question.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you this question. When in the 60s and when we were working together, what made us separate from working together the way we was working together?
It's because there's differences in skin color.
Wait a minute. Well, then,
It's all kinds of let's say nuances.
yes, it is. Okay, now let me go here because I can agree it was skin color at one time. Hold on one moment. This baby about to go.
Like that today.
Hold on one moment. Yes, we got to understand who promoted. I don't want to just stick on the skin color. I want to show you the difference because, like I said, it's different nuances. But let me just jump at a few of them.
Yeah.
It was the skin color because the elite put certain people in place in order for that skin color, in order to stand out for them to be. But that was the prophecy upon Esau. It was a prophecy in Genesis chapter 27, verse 39 and 40, that was a blessing to Esau, that he was going to gain the dominion of the earth. And Esau is a spirit today, but that's the spirit of Esau in charge that has placed them in the position that they're in. Because let me read it for you real quick. Now, maybe I need to write this down because I'm giving you understanding to see where things started from. Genesis 27. This is where the blessing is, because the Father established, and this is the key that people need to understand. The Father has established his blessing through Abraham. And the blessing went from Abraham, even though he had Ishmael. Even though Ishmael was the firstborn son, that wasn't where the promise was established through. I'm trying to give understanding as we move. Ishmael was the first son, but he was through Hagar. But the Creator said that Abraham's going to have a child through Sarah. And that's where he's going to establish his seed. Sarah had Isaac. And this is where the promised seed was going to come through him. Well, he is the promised seed, and his children is the promised seed, which he had two. Isaac had Esau, the oldest son, and Jacob. Esau and Jacob, and I'm giving you the group, I'm taking you to the root that give you the understanding of how everything came to be in this day and time. Everything comes through a process of time. I'm giving you the root to understand how things happen and the reason why it happened and the way it happened. So I'm taking you to the root of it, to the seed, to understand how it grew to be the way it is and how we are coming out to be the kings and the Melchizedek, as I shared in the beginning of this conversation, how we're becoming the Melchizedek of this earth.
We talked about the Nicene Council the other day.
Wait a minute. We got to get to that. See, I don't like jumping. I like going straight through. We're going to get there. We're going to get to that. I'm definitely going to show you about that. But you got to get there first. See, that's way down the line. Before you even get to the Nicene Council, I'm giving you who the Nicene Council is. This is what I'm trying to give to you.
Roman Catholic Church.
Exactly. But before they are part of that. The Roman Catholic is the Nicene Council.
All religion is
You still ahead. You ain't at the root. You at the top of the tree. You at the top of the tree. You ain't at the root. I'm trying to give you the root to understand how they got there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You way out there, but you in the latter days, you way up. You in the Roman. We haven't even gotten to the Babylonian Empire yet. You haven't even got to the Medes and the Persians yet. You haven't even gotten to the Greeks.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Now I'm trying to give you understanding. So I told y'all, if y'all got time, write this down. Y'all can have a better understanding of what I'm trying to share with you. All right. So if you go to number one is, let me just share with you the beginning, the birth. First, Abraham had Isaac. Isaac had Esau and Jacob through Rebekah. And you'll find that in Genesis chapter 25. And the key verses, I'm going to read that real quick, just to give y'all understanding, just so you'll know. And The prophecy, and this is what people fail to realize. Right here, we'll start at verse 19. Genesis 25:19. I'm going to read that for you real quick. It says, the birth of Esau and Jacob, right? It says, and these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Then it says, Abraham begot Isaac, verse 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister of Laban, the Syrian, verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord, Isaac entreated the Creator for his wife because she was barren. She couldn't have children.
And what happened with that?
I'm going to give it to you. I'm sorry. 25. Genesis 25, starting at verse 19. We're at verse 21 right now. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Creator for his wife because he was barren. She was barren. I mean, she couldn't have children. And Yah, or the Creator, was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. Now, Isaac went to the Creator in order for her to conceive and have child. And he received it, and she conceived. So now she got pregnant. 22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if this be so, if this be of Yah, if this be of the God of the Creator, why am I thus? Why am I like this? And this is the key that a lot of people don't understand. And she went to inquire of the Creator. She went, not he. He went and treated, and she got pregnant. She went and was wondering, well, if they struggling like this, what's going on? Verse 23 is your key. And the Lord said unto her, and the Creator said unto her, two nations. Y'all see that? The word nations. Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people. You see that? You see, this is your root. This is your seed. Two manner of people, two different types of people. Two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. But check this out. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people. That one people is Esau. Esau, which is the spirit of Esau today. I'm calling it the spirit of Esau, and the reason why I call it the spirit of Esau is because he has every nation, every type of people following him. They're in his police force, they're in the army, they're in the Navy, they're in the Air Force, they're in the Marines. This is his spirit because he's in control. This is his domain because he has gained the dominion of the earth. And this is before he was even born. And he said, two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people. Esau is stronger than us because he is a man of war. We are plain regular people. That's why we can come together. We're strong and we're brilliant, and we're strong in the things we do. We're brilliant. We make things happen. We are, the name is escaping me what I'm trying to say, but we are the magnificent in the world. But when it comes to war, he's the man. And you got to accept that because we see it every day. Not only at war, he's genius when it comes to destruction.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? He's a genius when it comes to destruction.
Okay.
So that's the two manner of people. A peaceful people and a warmonger.
Absolutely.
See what I'm saying? So you got to see it from the scriptures from the beginning. So it said, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people. Then it says here, the elder shall serve the younger. See, Esau is the elder, but it says he's going to serve the younger. We're the younger, which means that we are of the seed of Yaakov. We are of the seed of Jacob. That's us. So I'm giving you the breakdown to get a better understanding of prophecy. So then it said, the elder shall serve the younger, verse 24. And when her days were delivered, were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, 25. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. This is the key for the last days of where we at, and I'm gonna show y'all that in a few moments. This is the key. The key is red, and I'm gonna show you something in a few moments.
Think about the last days. What does the last days refer to?
Where we at right now? Where we at right now?
Okay.
Where we at right now? But I'm gonna give it to you. Don't jump. We ain't jumping. I'm stepping you, taking you step, and get an understanding of the key points.
Mhm.
It all depends on if you're following me, because I don't want you to miss it. So, 25. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Right? 26. And after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. Right? And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. Okay, now we got to understand enmity. I talked about the spirit of enmity, right? I'm going to get that for you real quick, just so you understand the heel part. Genesis chapter 3, and we just going to go straight to verse 15. Verse 15. Now, this is talking about the serpent and the woman, right? It's really talking about the serpent and the woman of today. That's what it's talking about. The serpent and the enmity of the women and the people of today. Because I'm going to break it down to you, and then we're going to go back and understand Esau. Because this right here is Esau's spirit. Let me put it like that. Now, 15. And I will put Genesis chapter 3, just so everybody with me. Genesis chapter 3. Verse 15. And I will put enmity between. Who said they're going to do it? The Creator going to do it. You see who said it? I started 14 just so we can get there. And the Lord, and Yah said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life, which is flesh. Flesh is nothing but dust of the earth. 15. And I, the Creator said that, and I will put enmity. This is the spirit of enmity that we're in today. The feminist women, these Jezebel spirit women, and the men out here that's from those women. I'm trying to get you to understand. These, there you go. Now you understand. The enmity is the spirit from those women that has raised children without a father, mostly, not all, but mostly. This is the spirit of enmity in the world today. So let me break it down to you. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. Now, a woman don't carry a seed. But a woman carries the seed of a man that has left her, or that she has left. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. These women today I don't need no man, but they're having babies. You got to understand prophecy, huh?
Yeah, I have faith.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't need no man, but they're having babies. Guess why they're having babies? Because this, huh?
They need a man. But they need a man.
They need a man, but they're having babies to get paid from the system. The system is their husband.
Yeah, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
You're right.
The system is the enmity that's broken up the family. The enmity of the system is the enmity, which is Esau. I'm trying to give you the connection.
Right.
The system is Esau, which is the enmity that comes between the man and the woman. The serpent is the system. You got to understand. I'm going to show you all that in a few minutes. I'm going to show you how the serpent, the devil, the devil, it's 4 names they call him. The devil, the serpent, I can't think of the other two names, but I'm gonna show it to you in scripture in a few moments.
Lucifer.
Lucifer isn't there in the titles that I'm about to give you, but they got the serpent, the dragon, the serpent, the dragon, the Satan, that old devil. That's the four names, and I'm gonna show them to you in scripture. This from the beginning is the spirit, even though it talks about it slid on his belly, it's being sneaky.
Can you briefly touch on the fact that when God got done speaking with the serpent, he went to Eve afterwards?
Yeah, I do take all that straight down, but I'm mainly showing you this point right here to add up to where we at right here. And we can come back to that, and I ain't gonna forget it. Matter of fact, we're gonna come back to that in part 2. That way I can break all that down.
That's a very critical.
I got it all broken down, bro. I can show you that clear as day. But first, we're gonna understand the enmity of today, and the key is the spirit. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed, and it shall bruise thy head. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. You see what I'm saying? So this right here is the spirit of enmity in the world today by the women that have a seed of a man that's raising these children alone, and these children are out here with no structure, no law.
Absolutely.
Is that correct? Can you see it?
That's correct.
That's why I try to tell you, I take you to the root to understand how we got to where we are today. We can talk about, this and that and the stuff in the 60s and the 50s and the stuff that's going on today and what happened in our neighborhoods and what the white man did and all. We got to understand where it stemmed from. That's why I take you to. I give you understand where it stemmed from, how it came, where it came from, and why it's here. That's what I do. But like I said, it's up to you to accept it or reject it. But I'm showing you where it came from. It came from the Creator. The Creator said that he was going to do this. And the reason why, like I asked you earlier, everybody have free will. It's up to the spirit in that individual to do right or to do wrong. That's the key. So no matter what these people out here doing in the world today, if they ain't doing right, they got a spirit in them to know what to do right and do what to do and what not to do. They know what to do and what not to do.
For sure.
You see? So now I just wanted to get that because we don't get back. Matter of fact, we're gonna start off in chapter 3 in part 2. We're gonna start off in that, but I'm gonna give you this right here to let you understand Esau. And the reason why what you were sharing, what Chris is going through, this is the feminists. The feminists, these women today, they run to the system because the system is their husband. See, my wife know who I am. My wife is in, I done got past now. I'm going to show you my wife in part 2 when we get back to chapter 3, Genesis chapter 3. I'm going to show you who my wife is in the scriptures compared to the women of the day. The separation. So I'm going to show you both. Right. So back to Genesis 25. And then in 26, after that came his brother out, and his hand took on hold to Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him. Right?
What
so,
verse are you in?
Huh?
What verse are you in?
That's 26.
No, you're in chapter 26, right?
25.
25, what verse?
26.
Oh, 26. Okay, I'm sorry.
You with me?
Okay, I got it.
Okay, I gotta keep you. I know you're an elder, so I gotta keep you. I gotta pull you. Gotta pull your coattail. Now, 27, verse 25 and 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And we know that he loved to hunt. This is his character. It is what it is. And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. So we see this right here, and right over here, I'm going to give you a key point. I'll read it on down. 28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Now, Esau sells his birthright. And this is what 27 is about. A lot of people don't realize that this is what 27 is really about. And I'm going to break it down to you. Chapter 27, that is. Esau sells his birthright. Verse 29. And Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. 30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore his name was called Edom. Right? That's why his name was called Edom. Verse 31. And Jacob, which is Jacob, said, sell me this day thy birthright. You know how many people said that man, Jacob was bad. He shouldn't have did that. That was his brother. He could have gave him some food. But the birthright was very important. And before both children came out the womb, the Creator said that the elder going to serve the younger. But people are trying to judge Jacob. That's why I say people don't understand the Creator. They don't understand the way things work. Things happen the way they happen. A lot of times people have children, right? Let me tell y'all something right now. I'm telling y'all something right now. My mother had me with my father. I'm the only child from my mother and my biological father. From my biological mother and my biological father, I'm the only one. They didn't have no other children. It was just a, quote unquote, I'm going to say, a fling. I think they probably got together and they was going to get together, but they end up not getting together. I don't know. I can't say it. But the point I'm getting at is I'm the only child. And the reason why I'm the only child because I'm supposed to be here. This is what I'm trying to get people to understand. Things happen that's out of people's control and they don't even understand why. But they're quick to judge. I'm supposed to be here because of what I'm doing right now. You see what I'm saying? I'm supposed to, and this is the perfect example. Because people are quick to judge, oh, you're supposed to get married, you're supposed to, but then again, actually, if they would have stayed together, they would have been married because you don't have to go to no justice of the peace to get married. That's man stuff.
That's a self-proclamation.
There you go.
A proclamation between the wife and the husband.
There you go.
It's not between God and it's not between man. Okay? Even though God is the overseer of that marriage, but he had to make that decision and she had to make that decision whether or not they want to be married. No courts can marry you, or no minister can marry you. He can be a witness, but the marriage has to be the decision of the husband and the wife. Yeah,
unless it's arranged.
Unless it's an arrangement. When it's an arrangement, it's either done by the state or some.
No. Arranged marriage is from the parents.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Arranged marriage is from the parents. When they arrange two families to come together, that's arranged marriage. Right. The state, that's totally out of it. That's the jurisdiction of Esau, and I'm going to give you the understanding about that right in a few moments. But let me get back on point. It says, and Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? But the birthright, the blessing was the birthright. I'm going to give y'all that spoiler right now. I'm just going to put it out there first. The blessing that we're about to read in a few minutes was the birthright. You know why? The reason why is because when the father said that the elder should serve the younger, we're going to have the dominion of the earth later. He got the dominion of the earth first. That's the reason why I said the first should be last and the last should be first. Right. The first one that got the blessing is going to get the dominion last. The last one that got the blessing is going to get the dominion first. And it's in the blessing. So let me break it down to you. Huh?
Right.
So let me break it down and show you. So right here, and it says, and Jacob said, swear to me this day, and he swore unto him, verse 33. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. 34. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Now, let's go to the blessing. I like to give facts when I'm speaking because a lot of people jump all over and they going in their feelings and they don't understand law, prophecy is what it is. However it happens, it's going to happen the way that it happens. A lot of people try to say Jacob was wrong for doing that, him and his mother. That was the blessing. That was the birthright. They don't know it, but and right here in the beginning, it said Jacob attains Isaac's blessing. So it goes to the point. I'm not going to read all this because it'll take too much time. But what I'm going to share with you, if you read down Genesis 27 from 1 to 27, but I'm just going to give you verse 11. It says, and Jacob, verse 8 to 13, I'm just going to read that down. Then we're going to jump over to 27. Verse 8, Genesis 27, verse 8 says, now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. 10. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, and that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. 11. And Jacob said to Rebekah, now he was wise on this. And Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, behold, Esau, my brother, is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. Verse 12. My father peradventure will fill me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver. Right? I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse. The reason why she said that is because she knew that the blessing was supposed to be for him, because the Creator told her while she was pregnant with both of them what was going to happen. The elder going to serve the younger. So she trusted in the father's word. And she said, and his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse, my son, only obey my voice and go fetch me them. Now, she made the savory meat and everything. Now, let's get to the blessing. I say bliss. I don't like to say blessing because that's be less. You got to understand words. So I like to say bliss. Bliss means heavenly. Let's get to the blessing starting at verse 27. We're going to read verse 27 to 29 to get an understanding. And then I'm going to give you the understanding of Esau. All right? And I'm going to break it down as we go. Now, verse 27. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment. This is when Rebekah covered Jacob like Esau, let me first say this. Isaac went blind. And what I always ask people with common sense, how many times have y'all heard people in those days go blind in the scriptures? Matter of fact, as far as I'm concerned, that I can remember, this is the first time that I knew somebody went blind. Isaac. Everything happens for a reason. Isaac went blind for a reason. He went blind in order for not to see who the blessing was going to be for. I'm not going to say the Creator did it. I'm just going to say he went blind for a purpose. That's all I'm going to say. I can't say the Creator did it, and I don't know if he did or didn't, because I'm not going to say nothing that I don't know. But I'm going to give you my assumption to my understanding. We didn't hear about no other individual in the scriptures from Genesis to this point, from Genesis 1:1 to this point that went blind, that I know of. Now, if somebody can correct me in this book, not in some other book that, oh, this person, I don't know nothing about that. I'm going by what I'm reading here. All right? So, I don't know about no other person going blind but Isaac first in the scriptures. So, then now I can give you the point of view right here. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment and blessed him and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field, which Yah has blessed. 28 and 29 is the blessing. And I want y'all to understand what's being said right here. It states, therefore, Yah give him of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth. That's very important. I want y'all to hear what's said. I'm gonna read it one more time, and then when I get to Esau, y'all gonna understand what I'm talking about, or what the blessing here states. Even though he said it the way he said, y'all gonna understand it. Therefore, Yah give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. 29. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. This says, be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's son, she had 2 sons. He didn't give a name. He talking in general. And let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee. You who's doing the Creator's will. Even though we're Jacob, if you're doing the Creator's will, you're above them all. Now, we're still anointed according to what happened to us in the wilderness. But as long as you're Jacob's seed and you're doing right by Yah, cursed by, and I'm going to tell you, it has happened with me. People who have tried to come against me have been cursed. A detriment to themselves because they didn't know who they was messing with. I can tell you that. But cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. Now, let's get to, that is Jacob's. I want y'all to understand that, but the key verse is 28. Actually, 28 and 29, both of them go together. But the key is the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth. I'm holding that at the point. Everything else goes together in a nutshell. But the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth is the reason why I want y'all to understand why, when I get over here to Esau, the difference of where we at today. Now, over here in 33, I'm not going to read all of it down, but I'm going to take you to 33 to 36 to understand something, and then we're going to jump on down to 39. All right? 33 says, and Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, let me go to 32. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? This is when Esau came. He said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. 33, and Isaac trembled very exceedingly. He was nervous. He said, he trembled very and said, who? He nervous because now he thought that he gave the blessing to his oldest son. Who? Where is he that has taken venison and brought it me, and I have eaten of it? I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, check it out. Yea, and he shall be blessed. You see that? Blessed. He gonna be blessed. That was the birthright. The people don't even understand that that was the birthright. It came to me. This is the birthright right here. But, verse 34. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great, exceedingly bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, check this out. This is why I'm trying to get people the difference on the name. I'm trying to get people to understand. Everybody talk about, Yahweh is his name. Yahweh his name. And the law. This is proof. The law is the Creator's name, but this is, let me just give it to you. Verse 35. And he said, and he said, thy brother who came with subtlety have taken away thy blessing. And he said, is it 36? And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? See, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, which he didn't take it. You sold it because you was hungry. And behold, now he has taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? But the key is the beginning of 36. Is not he rightly named Jacob? But he's still going to get the blessing. This is what I'm trying to get people to understand. That name thing, the Creator is not a man. Y'all think y'all taking the Creator name in vain? Because y'all saying Yah, Yahuwah, Yahweh, and all that. They ain't got nothing to do. You take his name in vain when you go against the law. That's how you take his name, which is his law, in vain. That's the key. But now let's jump down to the key verses that I want y'all to understand. This is his blessing. And then I'm going to take you to the understanding of where we at today with his blessing. All right? 39. And Isaac his father answered and said, well, let me go to 38 just to give you. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, oh my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and he wept. He cried. And 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling. This is your key. I want y'all to listen strong. Behold, Isaac answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heaven from above. You see the difference in the two? He told Esau, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. But what did he tell Jacob? Therefore, Yah give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. He gave Esau the earth first. When he told him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. He got the dominion of the earth first. That's why he's in charge now. And the spirit of enmity is with Esau throughout the earth. This is the reason why we have havoc. Wait a minute, I ain't got to the next part yet. Let me get you to understand that. Verse 40. And by thy sword, let me give it to you in layman's term. And by war shall thou live. And by thy sword shall thou live, and shall serve thy brother, and prophecy, and it shall come to pass. Meaning it's going to happen. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion. Where we at right now? He's in dominion of the earth. He has dominion of the earth. And by thy sword, which is by war, shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke. When you have the dominion, that means you're going to be in charge. You're going to break his yoke from off thy neck. And this is where he has gained the dominion. In this day and time. In the time of the Roman Empire, it actually first the time of the Greeks. They took over. They was Esau. The Greeks and the Romans is the family of Esau. Now I'm going to give you that point, because right now we 117 in. I ain't going to go too long with this, but we 117 in, but I'm going to give you the understanding to where we're going in this part one. So this will be a good point in a nutshell in part one. So now let's go to Daniel chapter 7, Daniel chapter 2. Say again, Matthew.
Say this about the Greeks and Romans again.
One more time.
What was that? You said the Greeks and the Romans were what?
I'm getting ready to give it to you now.
Okay.
The Greeks and the Romans are Esau.
Okay.
This when they gain the dominion. I'm about to go to Daniel chapter 2. Daniel chapter 2. I'll give you prophecy. I told you I'm a man of prophecy. I break down stuff the way the Creator has given to me to show you.
Well, you breaking it down.
Well, I'm glad you see it, bro.
You breaking it down.
I'm glad you see it. That's my point. As long as you can see, I did my job. I did my job. That's all. As long as you can see, I know I did my job, and I hope the Creator is proud. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to show you through scripture in this book, according to, even though the white man put that book together, it was the Creator that did it. Why? Because the Creator is in control of everything. Whatever happened, the Creator would not allow nothing to happen that he don't want it to happen.
I bet you got that a lot, didn't you? The white man did it.
No, they always talk like that, but they don't. This the point of understanding. A lot of people don't have understanding. They're quick to point the finger, but they don't have understanding to read and understand why, where, and how come these things are happening. So now, the key right here. I'm not gonna make this long. We'll make it short. We're gonna go to Daniel chapter 2. We'll start at 31. 31. We could take 31 to 35 for understanding, and then we're gonna jump down to I'm gonna have to hit 36. So 31 on through. Here we go. 31. Thou, O king. Now, this is the dream that Nebuchadnezzar had about the tall statue, head of gold, arms and breast, as they say, but chest of brass, the torso and thighs of this is silver, torso and thighs is brass, and the legs is iron, and the feet is iron and clay. And the stone out of the mountain, I'm going to give you that in a few moments. And we're going to break it down. 31. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, he dreamed this. This great image, behold, this great image whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. Right? 32. This image's head was of fine gold. The head was of fine gold, his breast and arms of silver, his belly and thighs of brass. 33. His legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part clay. This is where we at right now. This is exactly where we at right now. 34. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands. I'm about to give you who that is in a few minutes, or what that is in a few minutes. It's actually a who, but what that stone is without hands. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, which is where it started at. The feet is the what? The iron and the clay. Which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces. Now, let me give you an understanding what the image was. Thou saw that a stone that was cut out without hands. That stone that was cut out without hands was the law. The law. And guess when the law was cut out without hands? When Moses went up to receive the law from the Creator. When the Creator gave Moses the law, that was the stone out of the mountain that was given to Moses, which is the law that we're supposed to be having today. So what's going to happen is this. I'm going to give it to you in a nutshell before I read on down. I like to give explanation and give understanding to what I'm sharing. The law is in the people. This is the spirit upon the people, which is the law. We are carrying the law throughout the earth. And in the earth right now, we have the steel, which is Rome. The clay is those who have separated themselves from the system, but they have no spiritual aspect. I'm giving you an understanding. See, the clay is still man, us. Let me put it like this. The clay is like the Moors. The clay is like the indigenous people that don't believe in the law. I'm just going to say it like that. I'm not going to say they don't. But the law of the Creator through Israel, because he established the law through Israel. So it's actually the the stone is actually Israel for those who carry the law. Not all Israel, because all Israel is like the heathen. Not all Israel, majority of most of the Israelites are like the people of the world. Let me put it like that. They're not being spiritual, because the law is spiritual. So those who keep the law, this is who it's talking about. The law is going to disperse everybody, and that's what our paperwork is of the law. It's not of the legalese. It's not of this system. It's of the Creator. That's what makes us children of the Most High. That's why I know where I stand. That's why I can walk in heaven, which I'm going to give to you in a few minutes. I'm in heaven. Believe it or not, I'm not talking about in space. I'm talking about in heaven here. This is where I'm at. But let's keep it moving. Verse 34 again. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, which is the clay and the iron, that were of iron and clay, and it brake them to pieces. 35. Then was the iron, check it out. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken in pieces together and became like the shaft of the summer threshing floors. And the wind carried them away. They ain't even gonna be thought of when we come into power. This is what I'm trying to get, Brother Matthew, trying to get you to understand. All the stuff that happened in the past happened for a purpose because it was under Esau's rule. We're coming into power now, and ain't nothing they can do about it.
Nothing they can do.
Ain't nothing they can do about it. And when I say we're coming into power, Israel, this is Judah. On this, no, not according to this. What we're coming into, Judah is the head, Israel is the body. We are the Melchizedek to all the other nations, tongues, and people. We're going to be the head. Everybody going to follow our footsteps. So all the different Chinese, Japanese, and other E's and however other nations and nationalities, as long as they following the law, they can be grafted in. If they choose to, it's so much that people don't understand. When it says that the Father gonna get rid of all nations, yes, he is gonna get rid of all nations because it's not gonna be no more other nations because everybody gonna be an Israelite. They're gonna be keeping the laws of Yah. See, all nations have their own laws. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All them other nations have their own laws. That means that they're following outside of the Creator's law. When
I was reading that in the Morris nobility.
Okay.
You know, that there, man is basically governing himself, and at best he's the felon. He's failing at it.
And there you go. You can govern yourself under the Creator's law.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So that's that's like Islam. Check it out. Islam, more. What they say more. I, self, law, am master. They say they're the master of their own self. The Creator's laws is the master of the things we do. And if you don't handle the spiritual laws, this is where the universal laws that I was sharing with you in the beginning. The universal laws going to come in and handle that situation. You see what I'm saying? So as we break everything down, and the wind carried them away, and no place was found for them. And the stone that smote, check it out, check this. This is the end of 35. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, a great nation. Mountain is nation. A great mountain and filled, check it out, the whole earth. Everybody in the world is going to be under the law, spiritually. And those who won't, gonna be gone. Now that's just the beginning of, now I can give you understanding. This just giving you the concept. Now I'm gonna show you how Esau came into power. I'm about to give it to you. Like I was saying, you have Babylon, the Medes and the Persian, the Greek and the Roman Empire. Verse 35, 36. And this is the dream that we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. 37. Thou, O king, art a king. Listen to what's being said. Thou, O king, art a king of kings. For the Yah of heaven has given thee a kingdom, which was what? Babylon, which was Nebuchadnezzar, was the king of Babylon. Power and strength and glory. Now in Babylon, you had many different kingdoms. He was the ruler, but you had people in Egypt. They were still a kingdom. You had Syria, still a kingdom. You had all these other kingdoms in Babylon. But he was the ruler over the majority of Babylon at this time that the Creator gave to him. 38. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven have he given into thine hand. He had given it to Nebuchadnezzar and has made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. This is Babylon. Thou art the head of gold, which is Babylon. Now, 39. This is what I'm going to show you how they came into power and how they start to rule. 39. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee. That other kingdom is the Medes and the Persians. Remember, it said the head of gold, the breast and arms of iron. The Medes and the Persians. Straight across. These was the second kingdom. The first kingdom that was set up after the the changing of languages, I have to break that down. When the language was changes, when Nimrod was in charge of the people and the people was following Nimrod, when the angels came down and changed the languages, the language got confounded. Every language went their own way and became a nation in the earth. Every language went their own way, became a nation in the earth, and then came the first world empire, which was Babylon, was by Nebuchadnezzar. That was the first world empire. After him, then the Medes and the Persians, which is the chest and arms, the Medes and the Persians. Now, verse the other part of that, 39. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another. Here you go. I want you to understand this last point. I hope you're with me, Matthew.
I am.
And another third kingdom of brass. This is the Greeks. Which shall bear rule over what? Can you read that with me?
Okay.
Are you reading with me?
You just said that 35. You're on 36, 37.
I'm at the end of 39.
Oh, you said okay. I'm here. I'm here.
I want you to read that last sentence for me in 39.
And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom.
This is the Greeks.
Of brass.
Uh-huh.
Which shall bear rule over all the earth.
Nah. Say that last three words again.
Which shall bear rule over all the earth.
Over all the earth. Not partial of it.
All of it.
All the earth. This is the Greeks. And guess how they did it? Alexander the Great went around and conquered till he couldn't conquer no more. Or Alexander the Greek, should I say.
The Greek, yeah, wasn't nothing great about it.
That's what I'm saying. Alexander the Greek. He great to them. He great to them. But the point is, this is when they bear rule over all the earth. You see? This is Esau. And then you got 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. This is the Greek. This the Romans. For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. But the key is that, now we're going to go to 44 to save time. And in the days of these kings, check this out. And in the days of these kings, right, shall the God of heaven, shall the Father of heaven set up a kingdom. In the days of all these kings, he going to set up a kingdom. He set it up starting with Abraham. He set up the king and started with Abraham, then Isaac, then Jacob and Esau. He set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. This is coming about. Which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. You see? Other people, other nations, other tongues, other nationality. It ain't gonna be said to them. It's gonna be said to his children, Israel, which is his nation, his chosen nation. But then he said, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand, what? Forever. See, we're coming into, that's why I said the elder gonna serve the younger. We're coming to we're waking up. We were asleep, we were dead. And this is what I'm about to give to you now. So before we go there, I'm giving you the understanding as we move. Daniel 7, real quick. Let me go ahead and hit you with Daniel 7 to let you understand something that you spoke on yesterday when me and you had a conversation.
Me and you?
Yes.
That was what we thought. Okay.
You'll hear it in a few seconds. It's going to click when I read it to you.
Right.
Daniel 7. Are you in 7?
Yeah.
Daniel 7, we're going to go with 23 right now. It says, chapter 7, verse 23. Are you there?
Yep, I am here. Yep.
Okay. Daniel 7:23 says, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom. People talk about the mark of the beast today, don't they?
Yes, they do.
The fourth kingdom is the fourth beast on earth, which is the Roman Empire. And check out what it says. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse, which is different from all kingdoms, and shall devour what? The whole
earth.
I'm trying to get you to understand. And how did he do it?
And
Through,
spread it down and break it in pieces.
Exactly. And how did he do it? Remember his blessing? Remember the first thing he said of his blessing after he said you should have the dominion? I mean, before he said you should have the dominion? Do you remember what he told him?
Okay, go ahead.
What he told him, he said, by thy sword shalt thou live. By war shalt thou live.
Okay, I remember that.
Remember?
By that sword thy shall live, by war thy shall live.
Yeah. That's Genesis 27, verse 40. But let's keep it going. It says, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Let me show you how you tread it down and break it in pieces. Number one, we got continents, right? Bear rule over the continents. And inside the continents, what do we have? We have countries. Inside the countries, what do we have? City and states. Inside those city and states, we have? We have, huh?
Yeah, cities and counties.
Exactly. We have counties, cities, we have districts, we have districts, huh?
Yeah, municipalities.
And that's what I'm getting at. All this stuff is how they broke it down. All the way down to the streets, your neighborhoods, your rural areas, everything. All the way to your household, which where you have an address. Tell me, if you mail something from your house to Germany, would it make it?
Yeah.
If you mail something from your house to China, would it make it?
Yeah, sure.
If you mail something from your house to Brazil, would it make it there?
I believe so, yeah.
You know why? Because that's the Roman Empire.
Right.
You see how they got every aspect closed up. And when you read Daniel chapter 2, huh?
They got every aspect covered.
That's what I'm trying to get people to understand. What Esau is, what the Roman Empire is. It's Esau. Today is the spirit of Esau. I'm trying to now. This is what I mean by when I try to give you an understanding. We can look at all the things that we're going through, and I look at it. It's like in the toilet. Everybody is in the toilet, and they're smelling mess, eating mess, laying on mess, until somebody bring them up out the toilet, clean them up, and they look back in the toilet and see everybody else in the mess. They're all around in the mess because they can't see where they at until they come out and see and understand where they at now. Now you're clean. You're cleaned up. You're keeping the law. You know the Creator caused this to happen according to prophecy with the enmity and the things that he said that was going to happen. But that was going to happen on the will of man. It wasn't the Creator did it on his own will. The Creator made certain things happen, but it's the will of man that prolonged and made these things happen. And that's the problem. People don't see that it's their own fault. When they point the finger, they got 3 pointing back at them. Why? Because they're not following the law. That's what Ezekiel chapter 18 is about. Ezekiel 18 is telling you, no man can die for another man's sin. Everybody's down for their own sin. If you turn back to the law, then you'll be spared, saved, however you want to call it. But if you don't turn to the law, you out there in the wilderness going through the hell you're going through. And it all started, as I shared in the beginning, Deuteronomy 28. The blessings if you keep the law, 1 through 14. The curses if you don't keep the law, 15 through 68. All together. Now, I'm glad we got to that point. Now, let me get to the Esau of today. That is showing you what was going to happen and what he did. This is just showing you what he did. We can go to more information as well, but should we 30-something minutes in? Let me go ahead on hour and 30 minutes. Let me go ahead. Now I want you to go to Revelations 11. Revelations 11, then we're going to hit 12. I could give you so much all day long, but we only got so much time. We only got so much time. Revelation 11. Now, I'm gonna kind of go through this, but I want you to hear what I'm saying. This is talking about the two witnesses. The two witnesses is Judah and Israel, which is the full tribe of Israel, but Judah is the head. This is the two witnesses. All right? Or yeah, just the two witnesses. I could say Judah, I could say Jacob, then Israel, and Israel, which is the ones who have come and awoken. But I'm mainly saying, excuse me, Judah and Israel, because once we see that we have awoken, what's going to end up happening. So we're going to start at I don't want to read all this down. We're going to start at 7. But no, let me read on. I'm just going to read it through so you understand. I'm trying to give you bits and pieces as we go, because we, like I said, we press for time. But verse 3 states, this is where it starts at. Verse 2. No, verse 3. It talks about the two witnesses, but 1 and 2 talks about the temple in the land. Verse 3 is where it starts about the witnesses. It says, and I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. Those two witnesses, not two men, they're two nations. Actually, they're Judah. It's the full nation of Israel, but it's Judah and the other 11 tribes of Israel. Judah being the head. It says, and I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. Verse 4. These are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before Yah of the earth, standing before the creator of the earth. 5. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceed out of their mouth and devour their enemies. Let me share this real quick. If you go to I think that's 2 Kings chapter 1. I think that's 2 Kings. I don't think it's 1 Kings. I think it's 2 Kings chapter 1 when it talks about 202 men, because 50 men plus the captain came to seize Elisha. Was that Elisha or was that Elijah? It was Elisha. And the fire came down and burned them up. Then another 50 plus the captain, which was another, which made 102. They came and fire came and burnt them up. Then the last 50 that came, they came and bowed to him. Please, sir, don't do this. No. Then the creditor told him to go ahead on and talk to Ahab. Or the king at the time. I don't know if that was Ahab or not. But told him to go ahead and talk to him. But the fire came down and consumed them. That was 102 men. So it said, and fire proceeded out of their mouth and devoured their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have power to shut heaven, and that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, which Elisha did as well. I think Elijah may have done it. But other things happened when Moses happened. You know what I'm saying? That it rained not in the days of their prophecy, and have power, check this out, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, which Moses did, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. These are the things that some of the prophets has done in time past. Now it says, verse 7, and when they, check this out, and when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war. War is the key word. The beast is what? The Roman Empire. Actually, the Greeks and the Roman, but the Roman Empire. Okay, I think this sister coming in. I believe this is my sister here. She come in with health and wellness. If it's not her, I gotta take them out real quick. I think this Sister Brenda. She ain't came in yet, so we'll see in a few moments. But let's see. Hold on. Excuse me, y'all. Nope, she ain't got here yet, so I'm waiting for her to get in. All right, so we'll see when she get here. Okay, if it didn't fall off. Okay. Okay. There we go. All right. Well, I guess y'all going across the top now. All right. It says, and when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast, Roman Empire, the beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them. This right here is the Greek and the Roman Empire, mainly the Romans, because this is when they really came into power and started doing what they were doing. But this was going to happen in the last days, the latter days, like you asked earlier, Brother Matthew, and kill them. It didn't kill us physically, not fully physically, because they did kill a lot of our people, but it killed us mentally and spiritually. We don't know our land, our language, our heritage, nor our culture. We call ourselves after a byword, a proverb, after two continents, African and American. We call ourselves after NBCs.
Yeah, they did kill a lot of us. They threw 12 million in the Atlantic Ocean up in New York in 1912.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, right, but that's just a few compared to who we are across the whole world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just a few. So the whole thing is, yeah, they did kill us physically, but the biggest damage they did to us, they took away our land, our language, our heritage, our culture. We don't know who we are. Just the fact that not just you, but the fact that we're speaking English. Mm-hmm. What I used to tell people is, close your mind, close your eyes, and think of an Englishman. What comes to your mind? They would say a Caucasian or a white man, however you want to say it. They would say a white man, Caucasian, or a pale face. I say, okay, you're speaking English. Is this your language? No. This is because we've been trained and we've been brainwashed. This is what them that made war. That's why I said, when thou hast broken the yoke off thy neck and has gained the dominion. This is what happened. The beast that came out of, huh?
They call it social engineering.
Yeah, that's what they call it. But according to what we see, this is what happened.
I say we've been castrated.
Oh, no matter what we call it, we see what happened.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? No matter what.
Yeah.
So the point is that it said, and shall overcome them and kill them. But check this out. Verse 8. And their dead bodies, not physically dead, but mentally and spiritually dead. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. Check this out. Of the great city, which spiritually is the key verse here, which spiritually is called Sodom, which used to be San Francisco. Am I right? Remember, back in the day, San Francisco used to be the gay capital of I'm going to say world. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I lived in California.
Yeah, but I'm talking about San Francisco.
Yeah, but I didn't live in, I didn't live in San Francisco. I lived in Los Angeles. But they had just as many down there.
No, that's what I'm trying to get. I'm saying San Francisco the first to talk about Atlanta now.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Was the gay capital.
That's what I'm saying. It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of this great city, which is really to them, this country is a great city. Might as well say, which spiritually is called Sodom, but the key is Egypt. Today is modern day Egypt, and they call this over here modern day Egypt, Babylon. right? Am I correct?
Yeah. They call it Babylon.
Yeah, they call this modern day Egypt, Babylon, modern day Babylon.
Egypt is really, Egypt is ancient Kemet.
We got that. We that's understood. That that's understood.
Yeah.
They call we know the Romans changed the name from Kemet to Egypt.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to stay on point.
Right.
From what everybody, most majority of the people know. So,
yeah,
which spiritually is called Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And guess what? Who was crucified? We were crucified. We were the Lord's. We're the anointed.
Absolutely.
We're the anointed that was crucified in these streets.
Absolutely.
You got it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're following me and see clearly. Now,
I know everything you're saying.
okay, great. So in 9, it says, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues, see, these are the other nations, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, 3,400 years, or either 2,000 and in the third day, which is the 400 years in the third day. I'm just going to say it like that. So it's either 2,400 years or either 3,400, either one. I don't know how long those empires was in power. But all I'm saying is this: 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. That means that we're walking around dead. We are the valley of dead bones. We are the children of Israel who died and lost their identity. That's us. So verse 10. Verse 10 says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry. Don't people come to our neighborhoods from across seas and build businesses in our neighborhoods, get paid off us?
A lot of the stuff, up under the Democratic administration, a lot of the stuff that these people have came by was given to them. You know what I'm saying? It's to replace us.
That's what we're reading. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was given to them. They didn't earn that.
That's what we're reading. It says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets, Israel, us as a people, tormented them that dwell on the earth. What I'm saying is, yeah, they came in our neighborhoods. It was given to them by who? The system.
In fact, yeah, it was given, the government gave them our tax dollars.
That's what I'm saying. Now, in this conversation, who is the government? In this conversation, who is the government?
Who is the government?
In this conversation that we've been having, who is the government?
We're supposed to be the government.
I'm not supposed to be. Who is the government right now?
We are the Roman Empire.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, you're talking about that's in place, but I'm saying, and when you go with the majority of the world, which is us, okay, and we're 9/10 of the global population, and the Roman Empire is way under 4% of the global population as we speak.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. They're way under the global population, but who's in control?
They are.
That's what I mean by spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? They're spiritually in control.
It should be that way. It shouldn't be that way.
You still saying shouldn't. We giving you the understanding of the reason why it is. See, we got to start changing our minds to the facts. I can fight all day long and still lose, but I'm still fighting. Understand the facts.
Yeah.
The facts is we know that it's only 1% controlling the rest of the 90. They would say 1% controlling the 80. What's that? The
90%.
The 90%. But then you got some people call themselves the 5%ers. So that's why I was kind of, But the point that I'm getting at is this: when it comes to prophecy and understand what has happened, all the other stuff that we see that has happened, we should understand, okay, I understand why it happened. No matter what we've been through and stuff, because now we see why. Now we understand who's going to be in control. Now we see that who is coming in control.
Coming into power.
And there you go. So the whole point is, where do we stand? Are you a clay? Are you a part of the raw? Are you part of the latter three? The latter three. You're either part of the iron feet, the iron part of the foot. You're either part of the clay part of the foot, or you're either part of the stone out the mountain without hands. You're either one of the three in this day and time. You're either going to be spiritually led by the word, or you're going to be out there mentally fighting with the laws of the Moors, the indigenous people of the land, or whoever it is, no matter what. If you're not converting to the spiritual point, you're going to be, I'm not saying you, people going to be wiped off. They're going to be gone, because we got people, I self law am master. I self law Islam, I self law am master. You your own master. You're gonna go. You getting out of here. A lot of people that's like that gotta go. Why? It's because they don't see the breath of life that's giving them everything that they have. The fact that you even breathing is of the Creator. The fact that we're walking around and everything that the mental concept you have is of the Creator. When he said he made us in his image, the image is the imagination of the mind. Though no other animal in this earth create.
And so when he says that he gives, now let's make man in our image and after our likeness, give them dominion over the fish of the sea, the fowl of the air.
That's right.
The living thing that freedom.
That's right.
Is he transferring that same authority to us?
That's true. Under his law, though. Under his law. Under his law. Then look.
Absolutely, I understand.
Yeah, look at the ones that's lawless. Look at the ones that's lawless. That's why they're gonna fall out of power. Esau is lawless. Esau is he rules by war. And let me tell you how. Do you like sports?
Oh yeah, I do boxing, man. I did it all.
Okay, but I mean, are you like these sports fanatics? I'm gonna put it like that.
I'm not. Well, I'm getting out. I've gotten out of entertainment.
Good. I'm asking. The reason I ask you that question is this: sports is nothing but the gladiators. When the Romans had them fighting, had the gladiators fighting prisoners, animals, that's no different than the basketball and football game today.
Competition.
That's all. That's war. And what does competition makes? It makes money.
Yeah.
It's war itself, but it makes money. So as long as you still doing this, you still, they trying to beat them. They trying to beat them. It's war. It's friendly war, but it's war. That's why I said, by thy sword shall thou live. By war shall thou live. They living by. Let me ask you something. These people that own these basketball teams and football teams, who owns them? Is melanated people owning them, or is it the
government of the United States owns them? They're owned by the government.
Yeah, they're going by who is in control of them?
The government.
And who is in control? And the government is the enmity spirit that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is everything boils down to the I don't like saying. Well, I was saying. My cousin told me to look up Caucasian. I haven't looked it up yet. I gotta look it up because she said that Caucasian means superior, and I was saying it may be superior, but it may be superior for them. We just recognize them for who they are, but I got to recognize it all depends. I got to see the concept of what Caucasian really mean. But I definitely don't like saying white, because we're actually white. White is a status. Huh?
White is a construct just like black is a construct.
Exactly, it is. But it's also a status. But yeah.
Yeah. It didn't come about until roughly about 1691. That's when they began to play the colorism game.
There you go. You see? But that 1691 was inside the what time? The 400 years. 1619 to 2019. So if you're saying that was 1691, I can remember that.
Yeah.
1691 is just like 1619. It's just the 9 and 1 turned around. But that's the knowledge I'm going to learn from you. See, you know the mundane knowledge of today, the things like that, of the things that happen, which is good.
Well, I know history too.
That's what I'm saying.
I understand history.
And that's what I'm saying. By you knowing that concept and that information, that's just good for us to make the puzzle more stronger. Because me, as you can see, I know the broad part of it, according to prophecy. So, as we can see right here, after verse 10, it says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another. But say, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth. Verse 11, and after 3 days and a half, check this out, the spirit of life from Yah entered into them. This is what's happening today. This is what's going on right now. After 3 days and a half, the half is the 400 years. The spirit of life from Yah entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Fear is falling on the people now. You know how many people passed in Europe this year, don't you?
About 2,000 because of the heat.
How many?
Well, let me say this. I'm going to include 2,000 people died in Europe from dehydration.
Yeah.
Because of the heat wave.
Yeah.
36,000 Caucasians die annually of some form of skin cancer, whether it be melanoma, carcinoma, or other forms of skin cancer. They die because they're genetic recessive. They have genetic recessive status. Okay? And so they don't even have a pineal gland. They don't have a pineal gland, they do not have peripheral vision, and they do not have a sense of taste. And it's because of their genetic recessiveness, that's why they're blocking out the sun right now as we speak. It's because they cannot have the sun does not like them.
Oh, we got that. But the whole point is,
biggest reasons why they're declining.
Yeah, and you know what? It's our time now.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but but think about it. But think about it. See, this is where many of them, and I'm gonna say not many, but some of them, this is my point of view now. I'm just saying it's my point of view. Because all nations, they're gonna end up turning into our way of life. Just like Chris Berger that was on not too long ago. I think he fell off. But when he was on, he one that recognized the creator. He may be a part of the fold. That's the reason why I myself, I don't look at all of everything, because you know what? A lot of our people going to fall off. A lot of our people going to die.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know why?
They're doing it right now.
There you go. Now you understand what I'm getting at when I say Israel, which is the anointed. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, now you understand when I say Israel, which is those who follow the law. We are the head, we are the body, and the Melchizedek of the earth, and everybody else is going to follow our lead. And there you go. And that's the key to the whole situation at this point. So I'm going to read this 12, and then we're going to pause for part 2 in a few moments. But I wanted to, but that's what I'm saying. I hope he just fell off and just didn't leave because of the conversation. But Chris Berger,
we're getting late too.
Yeah, I know, but he used to be on for a while. I just haven't seen him for a while. But the point I'm getting at is this: the key is keeping the law and getting free. And when you know what I mean by getting free, by getting your sovereign status. Now he may have sovereign status, but he has sovereign status in his land.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
and you get your sovereign status, then you're sovereign under the Creator, under the Almighty. That's how you get free from this system. Because I know, and I'm telling you, I'm free. I'm there. And it's up to the people that want it. I'm not here to push nobody. I'm not here to convince nobody. I'm here to just share with you when I told the Creator, if he brought me to the truth, I'll put in Psalms right and give it to the world. It's up to the world to accept it or reject it. That's my job. And as long as you get it, I'm good. I'm doing my job. So
do you follow the Moors, Miguel?
no.
Follow the Moors?
No.
Oh, you don't?
I followed the law. I participated along the Moors at one time, but I just gave you everything in a nutshell. The law. There is no religion. The Moors is not, even though Moors is not a religion.
So you're saying the Moors practice religion?
No, Moors is a nation.
Okay.
Do you know who the Moors is?
Well, I'm reading about it now.
Where do they come from?
Where did they come from?
Yeah.
Well, the Moors inherited this entire earth at one point.
Say again?
The Moors have always been here.
Yeah, they have. But I'm asking you where they come from, the root. Do you know where they came from?
No, I don't. I got to be honest.
Okay, I'm glad you've been honest because I like to ask questions. The Moors came from Lot, Abraham's nephew.
Okay.
He committed, now I can say he committed because the book said that the daughters committed, but they committed as incest. The daughters had sex, the first daughter had sex with him and had I think his name was Ben-Ami, but the name of the tribe was called Moabites. This is where the Moabites came about. The Moabites came through Lot and his daughter. And then the other daughter, they got him drunk, and as the book say, and then they had sex, or they had sex with him. She got pregnant, and then they had, I think there was the Ammonites. You had the Moabites and you have the Ammonites through Lot and his children. And then the name in the scriptures, it went from Moabites to Moab, M-O-A-B. And went from Moab out the scriptures, and then this is where the Moors come from.
You know, why would Ricky pass me his judicial notice and proclamation of the Moors nation? I mean, when they were introducing you at the same time, you know, to speak to us, and then he hands me this. I mean, if nobody was, if you weren't involved in that, then why did he include this?
Well, let me share something with you. And that's because that's where he's at. You got to understand, when I got there, he didn't know he knew I knew the knowledge that I know, but he didn't know what I know, if you understand what I'm saying.
He knows the depth of what.
There you go. He didn't know what I'm telling you right now. He didn't know. A lot of people don't know, like you just asked, you don't know about the Moors. A lot of people don't. They just know that, and let me give you the concept before we get off here. A lot of people just say, if you black, you're Moor. That is not, that's what, if you around, if you and your family is in a city, just you and your family, is in the city of, I'm just going to use the word white people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you and your family is in a city of white people and y'all the only melanated people there, and y'all told them that, yeah, we're more. So now they're calling you more. And now that they see that you are more, so everybody they start calling them Moors. But other people are not Moors. Other people are either Mexicans, which were actually, I understand that, but they have to get together to mix the breed. I'm talking about before they got there. I'm talking about before the breeds got mixed. Because you do know the Moors really started incesting, intermingling with a lot of those Caucasians, right? You do know that, right?
I believe so.
No, listen. This is why the marriage contracts came about, because of that. Now that's the history I know about. This is where marriage contract came about, because they was taking land, and they was getting all those Caucasian women, mess around with them and taking them to be their wives. Then they came up with this is where marriage contract came up long before it got over here to the United States. So, like I said, it's a lot that people don't know. But with this situation, with the Moor situation, Moor is only a nation of people. No different than Israel is a nation of people. No different than Syrians are a nation of people. No different than the Kemites are a nation of people. Kemites from Kemet. So these are different nations of people, but it's just that just because they start calling them Moor, now our people just hear, oh, we're Moor, we're Moor. The people that say that don't even know who they are. They just picking up something because they know that Moors was melanated. But
they're repeating what they heard.
There you go. So I'm here to straighten things out. It's up to people to accept or reject it. I'm straightening things. I'm gonna show you the facts. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was able to break down to tell you about the Moabites coming from coming out of Lot and his daughters. But right now we get ready to pause this. But before we do, I just like to say that I am that Michael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Michael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see, that Michael is really me. And tonight, right, I don't start off a conversation. Well, I like the conversation to build, but what I'm gonna call this tonight, conversation with Matthew. That's what I'm gonna call it. I started to call it Esau, but I'm saying conversation with Matthew because you open conversation.
Right.
And this is a good conversation we having tonight to break down some information to show the facts of history. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The facts of prophecy according to history. So we're gonna pause this. Y'all pause for a minute. We're gonna pause this real quick. And I'm gonna pause this real quick and we'll be right back with part 2 in a few moments. Other than that, for everybody on Zoom, we'll be right back with part 2. Love you, appreciate you, and pause you and peace. Dang, which kind went out?
What happened to the Chinese bowl?
The Chinese bowl?
Yeah, I remember. Like right at the end, you like,
you mean the song? That was a while ago, bruh. That was a long while ago, but yeah, you remember I did that at one time. But let pause for a moment, Chuck, and then we'll come right back, and then we'll start off with more conversation, okay? So right now, cause we're 2 hours and 13 minutes in. But other than that,
too long now.
hold on, real quick. I gotta make sure I get this.
Recording in progress.
I gotta make sure I get it in now. Over here on YouTube, we got G1. He said hi. And over here, now let's see what was said over here or Instagram. We got somebody over here on Instagram. Dr. Is it Kulish? Dr. Okulish, right? And my brother Robert's on Spice was here. Dr. Kulish said, the kingdom of Yah belong to the children. Hold on, make sure I get this. I want to make sure everything is said. So now let me say this real quick. It says the kingdom of Yah belongeth to children, you and me. Yes, it's right. It is. It does belong to us. The beginning shall be like the end. Be aware of the signs, and that's where we at right now. Yes, that's correct. You're correct, bro. Or yeah, you're correct, bro. And it says, whenever 2 or more are gathered, then I shall be there also. And he's gathered here with us tonight because the Spirit is here. And that's when the Spirit is speaking in unison and we all are working together. That's how you know when the Spirit of Yah is among us and with us. So other than that, I'd like to thank y'all for y'all time. You're patient. Let me go ahead and pause you back. Just wanted to make sure we got that with Instagram that was here. So I'm gonna pause you again, Zoom, and we'll be right back.
Recording stopped.
They ain't like Facebook that went out. I might can see about getting it back in on part 2. But other than that, well, since we 2 hours in, I'm just gonna I'm not gonna give the information on how to get back. So that'll be at the end of part 2. That'll be in the car. We 2 hours in, and I usually don't go no lower, at least about an hour and a half. So we're 2 hours and 15 minutes in. So we'll be right back with part 2 in a few moments. Other than that, we're gonna call this I really want to call it it's catchy, but I'm just gonna go ahead and call it Conversation with Matthew. All right? Conversation with Brother Matthew. Other than that, I thank y'all for y'all time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. We're gonna say bye first over here to Zoom. I'm sorry, Instagram. Thank you. Appreciate of you and always. Peace. All right. That's Instagram. All right. Then over here on YouTube, I'd like to thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. We'll be right back with part 2 in a few moments. Peace. So, Brother Matt, what